usually don't see me up here for the health nugget, but because I relate to what I'm going to be talking about today, so that's why I'm here. And the things I'm going to be sharing with you this morning is because I've been using these methods for the last 30 years for my allergies, seasonal allergies, and it has been very effective. Can you hear better? No. Can you? All right, here we go. Okay, so for some reason, I don't know what happened here, that the arrows are not working. It's kind of, oh, okay. Okay, here we go. All right, so I just want to give like a background here about the causes. So seasonal allergies are primarily caused by the body's immune system overreacting to environmental triggers during specific seasons. The main culprits include pollen from trees, grasses, weeds, which can travel long distances, especially on windy days. So actually pollen can travel as far as 10 miles, depending on the wind. And of course, it decreases the concentration, but it still, it can travel that long. Usually, it travels about 2 miles, in large concentration. That's why you may experience allergies and you may not have trees around you, but it's still because of, they are so concentrated and they're very small particles. So they travel really long distances. Also, mold spores that are released into the air during the certain times of the year, usually with the heat and humidity. The mold creates these spores for reproduction, and then it's released into the air, and some people are allergic to it. Fortunately, in my case, I'm only allergic to 1 or 2 tree pollens. So, for example, grass pollen doesn't bother me at all. Right now, all the red bud, you have the, what's the other one? The dogwood, all these trees blooming, they don't bother me. But in a week from now, they're going to start bothering me. So exposure to airborne substances that appear only during specific seasons, leading to symptoms like sneezing and itchy eyes. And these allergens can cause significant discomfort for those affected, particularly during spring, summer, and fall when these plants pollinate. All right, so again, some of the symptoms, the main symptoms, are itchy or watery eyes, itchy throat, sneezing, tiredness, and sometimes people don't realize this, but when the pollen is really high, sometimes I feel really drained, and I've heard other people describing that also. So now you can take antihistamines, which is a lot of people do. I choose not to do that. There are a lot of side effects to antihistamines, but I do understand some people, they just cannot tolerate and they take it, and that's fine. But I prefer to take the steps that I'm going to explain here, and I found them to be very effective. So one of them is to take quercetin or nettle supplement. Actually, sometimes you find products that have both together. And it's usually better if you take them before the symptoms start, because you want to prevent an infection from occurring. Another way is to wear a surgical mask, use an neti pot, and other natural approaches. So I'm going to touch on them with more details quickly. Now, quercetin is a plant pigment, a flavonoid. It's found in many plants and foods such as grape juice, onions, apples, and berries. Now, they're very powerful, but when you are having an allergic reaction, you need a higher concentration, so that's why you need to take the supplements. But it does help if you eat a variety of fruits and vegetables, colorful ones, especially grapefruit, grapes, red cabbage, onions, all kinds of things. So if you have like a very colorful salad every day, that prepares you for the allergic season, so it will minimize the symptoms. When I first moved to Northern Virginia, it used to hit me really bad. My eyes would get very swollen, itchy. I would sneeze nonstop. But over the years, as I changed my eating habits, avoided some things, and started following the health message, it has made a huge, huge difference. So what I'm covering here today is more what you can do when you already have it. But there are a lot of things that you can do throughout the year to prevent that from happening. So stinging nettle also it's known to be a natural anti-allergic, antihistamine. So it's very good. And wear a surgical mask. So when the pollen is very high, I like to wear a surgical mask, and that really helps because it keeps all that pollen from coming into your nose, into your nostrils, and you feel the relief. So that's something that you may want to consider. And other natural approaches are keep the doors and windows closed. We usually like to keep, at least the windows open at night and whenever we can, if the weather permits. But when the pollen is very high, that would be suicide for me. So unfortunately, I have to keep the windows closed to minimize the pollen. Also, to vacuum and dust the house, because the pollen, because it's so thin, even just by opening the door, closing the door, it accumulates the dust, the pollen. And hopefully you won't be the one having to do it, but if you do, wear a mask. Also very important to, when you spend time outside, because I notice that if I'm outside, go to a park, sometimes I do not feel the effects right away, but when I get home, when I stop walking, then I feel it hard. So it's very good to, as soon as you get home, get rid of your clothes, wash them, take a shower, and change the bedding also at night. That helps. So these are only some of the tips on what you can do so you can find some relief from the allergies during this time.